Well, I've had Google AI create some quizzes for their observed behavior in the classroom, and we're going to guess what intervention is best in these scenarios. So we're going to start with case study one is circle time interruption for kindergarten. So observed behavior is during the daily 15-minute whole group circle time lesson, Liam consistently demonstrates high rates of off task and disruptive behavior. Within the first 2 minutes of sitting on the rug, he begins to roll his body completely off his designated carpet square. So let's look at what assumed functions this could be. So with the disruptive behavior already, we can think attention, tangibles, sensory, or could be all four functions. So that doesn't help us much. So let's go to within the first 2 minutes of sitting on the rug, he begins to roll his body completely off his designated carpet square. So this could be an escape, maybe something in this time period of the schedule is too stressful or not broken up enough or individualized enough. So you can assume escape and maybe a little bit of attention because there can be two functions for one behavior. But I'm thinking escape is the main one right here. When the classroom teacher delivers direct, group wide verbal prompts to sit up nicely or look at the instructions of the storybook, Liam completely ignores the instructions, avoids eye contact with the staff, and remains disengaged on the floor for the remainder activities. So I'm now leaning attention out and making this mostly an escape type behavior. So let's see what intervention options they give us that we can guess toward. And I'm going to go through each one and figure out what may work about it and then what may not be so beneficial. So, A, place Liam in a designated timeout chair located in the back corner of the classroom for 3 minutes, immediately following any instance of rolling away from the group to serve as a consequence for noncompliance. So, first thing is designated timeout chair located in the back. So, first thing you're taking away is socialization. Students that are in special education in general, and in gen ed in general, need socialization time to build social skills. And taking that away, one is not going to help that. So that being in the back corner of the room, there's going to be no social timing, learning. So classroom for 3 minutes immediately following any instance of rolling away. So instead of reward for sitting at the chair and not rolling away, the consequence here is giving 3 minutes of timeout time. So one, you're not teaching any replacement behavior, right? You're just sending them off, and there's no social skills, kind of isolation in a way, but still in the classroom, so it's not state mandatory. So, yeah, you're not going to learn any replacement behaviors. You have no time to teach more pro-social behaviors. It's just not going to work. And then timeouts in general just don't work. You build trust with the child. You build trust relationships. And doing that, losing their trust, is going to throw that all away, and you have to rebuild it. And it takes much longer to rebuild it than it did to start at the beginning. So let's see. B. Supply Liam with a textured, air-filled wiggle cushion to define his personal seating boundaries and introduce a customized visual schedule that clearly shows him exactly when the circle time activity will end. So, things that I like about this. I think going towards something sensory that can be beneficial for having this child sit during this time can be beneficial if he's comfortable with it. We don't want to force it, but I do think that could be a beneficial first line to try. Defining his personal seating boundaries. Then we're introducing a customized visual schedule, which is nice because we can go from, okay, we were doing this and it's all done. Now we're doing, what was this again? Whiteboard. looks like maybe writing time. Oh no, circle time interruption. So during circle time, that may be beneficial. So this is done. Now it's circle time. Clear schedule. Hopefully, a daily schedule that is followed daily. Consistent. That's the word I was looking for. And yeah, the visuals are always, not always, but a lot of the time going to help in certain student populations versus vo- ver- vocal commands compared to visual. My words are not coming out today. So C is establish a structured token economy system where Liam can earn star stickers for completing individual desk worksheets during the math block center later in the afternoon session. So, I'm not a big fan of token economies in most instances. I do see a purpose for them in some, but I see them used very inappropriately, unfortunately. But beside that, and no bias, there's no reason to be using a token economy in this situation. Because they're talking about earning star stickers for something that's way later in the day. The point of reinforcement is right after the behavior you want to see, the pro-social behavior, the expected behavior, whatever replacement behavior you're trying to teach. That's when you give it immediately after, so it reinforces what just happened. In this sense, they're considering giving star stickers for something way later in the day that's not going to help with the behavior that you're working on right now. So that would not work. D, remove Liam from circle time area completely and require him to sit silently at a separate independent work table until he can demonstrate the ability to sit appropriately on the carpet without any adult support. Again, this is something I'll say similar to letter A, which is you're removing from a social environment, right, to more of an isolated environment. So first, you're losing any social learning that could pro-social behaviors that could be built there, socializing, building social skills. That's all gone. And if you're doing that every time it happens, let's say it happens 5 times during that time, they're probably going to end up going back there for the whole time. Second, you're reinforcing the escape behavior. They're trying to get out of it, and you're reinforcing that by taking them out of it. So again, you want to possibly even do a replacement behavior, like raising hand, maybe giving adult attention, every 3 minutes or every 5 minutes, depending on the child's needs. And then the visual schedule definitely could be beneficial. I think even a first then could be less overwhelming or overstimulating because it's going to have less, visual schedule is going to be either the morning, afternoon, or whole daily schedule. First then is going to be first, and then it's not going to be some big thing, and you can carry it around at school. So for this, I'm going to guess B is the correct answer. Yep. So option B is the best antecedent intervention. Providing a wiggle cushion addresses routine physiological sensory needs while clearly defining his physical boundaries on the rug. Combining that with a visual schedule structures the environment and lets Liam see exactly how much time is left in the activity, which helps reduce escape-motivated or off-task behavior before it starts. Option A and D rely on exclusionary reactive strategies that pull him out of the learning environment, also reinforce escape, while option C targets a completely different time block and activity. Exactly. So let's do one more. We'll do case study 2, desktop clearing for a second grade student. So the observed behavior is whenever a classroom teacher initiates an independent task, work session, and hands... Oh, wait. How am I reading this wrong? Whenever the classroom teacher initiates an independent task, work session, and hands Maya a mathematics worksheet containing more than 5 complex multi-step long division problems. So off of that, I'm thinking escape, but it could be a few others. The reason I'm thinking that is the fact that the worksheet isn't going to get done and it looks like it may be overwhelming or overstimulating. So I'm just going to say the first thing that I would do is fold this paper into less visual problems on it. I'd put one problem at a time and have them do that and then go to the next one and keep one on the page at the same time. It's way less overstimulating. That's the first thing I would do. During this, Maya immediately reacts by sweeping her arms across the desk surface, forcefully throwing her pencil, eraser, and paper completely onto the floor. Immediately following this physical clearance of her workspace, she ducks her upper body down inside the empty desk cubby cavity, pulls her knees up to her chest, and refuses. Wait, hold on. Why can't I read this? Refuses to make eye contact or respond to any verbal prompts delivered by the nearby instructional staff. So I'm not thinking this is sensory. I'm not thinking this is tangible. And by this eye contact and refusal to make it, I'm going to go with probably not attention. Read this again. Yeah, I'm not thinking attention. I'm not thinking attention. So these are the intervention options. We're going to go through A, B, C, and D, and let's see what the correct one is, and then what I would do. So intervention options: A, maintain a strict proximity control strategy where the teacher stands directly over Maya's desk and delivers consecutive firm verbal reprimands regarding classroom property care until Maya independently bends down and retrieves every single dropped item from the floor. So I see why this would be thought as a good strategy to build like autonomy in a way, because the teacher's trying to get her to do it independently when things get dropped on the floor. But at the same time, firm verbal reprimands, I don't know the tone of this. I don't know if it's yelling or screaming at the kids. I don't do that. I don't recommend that being done. It does not work. So I think in a way she's trying to increase autonomy, the teacher, but I think also in this case, she's decreasing the building of autonomy because she's consistently standing over Maya's desk with reprimands, and it says firm, so I'm assuming those are not developmentally appropriate reprimands. Yeah, I don't see that working at all, and probably very uncomfortable, increase in stress hormones for the child, which can make behavior worse. After this may work. Best case, it works slightly. So B is formulate a mandatory contract stating that Maya must forfeit her entire afternoon outdoor recess period to sit alone in the classroom and complete every single long division problem on the original worksheet before she is permitted to pack up her school bag. So these are threats that cannot be, what's the word? Brain is going. They can't be held to. Typically, like in this case, I'll read this. She must complete every single long division problem on the original worksheet before she's permitted to pack up her school bag. That's not allowed. Yeah, you can't just say it has to be done or you can't go home. You cannot do that. And as far as a long-term behavior plan is going to go, it's not going to help, because one, you're going to lose trust because she did probably get to pack up her school bag before she finished it, and two, forcing it in the tone that I'm assuming is also not going to help. There's no replacement behavior here. It's more of just actual consequences. Not the consequences we use on ABC, a different type of consequence. And yeah, sitting alone in the classroom, like again, you're losing socialization, social skills building. Yeah, that's not going to be ideal. I wouldn't recommend this at all. I've never done this. C. Alter the presentation of the academic task by folding the worksheet to hide future problems, or transferring the long division questions onto individual index cards so that Maya is only presented with one single math problem at any given time. Perfect. Perfect. That would be first line, first thing I would do in this situation. Let's go over D, and then we'll reply with the correct answer. So D is reorganize the physical layout of the classroom to permanently relocate Maya's student desk directly adjacent to the teacher's main workstation to allow for constant adult surveillance and immediate physical interception of her arm movements. So let's just talk about this last sentence, which is, I'm going to start here. It's not necessarily a sentence, but constant adult surveillance and immediate physical interception of her arm movements. One, CPI is not meant. That's in Michigan. I don't know what other states may call it. Is crisis prevention for Michigan, but or NCI. But we don't allow with CPI. It's not meant for behaviors that are not a harm to themselves or other people in the classroom. So I don't see any reason to go straight to physical interception at this time. Reorganizing the layout of the desk and moving it, again, you're decreasing social isolation. You are not teaching replacement behavior. You're not teaching a pro-social behavior. You are saying, you do this behavior, you're going to go here, and it's never going to do anything because the behavior can't be helped without proper intervention. This is not it. The best one I've seen is C. This is great choice. So we're going to say C is the correct answer. And it is. So next video, we will start at case study 3. I appreciate everybody watching. If you could like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Thank you.